And now to France. The global community mourned the loss of innocent lives after the terror attack in Nice. And we wonder, could this attack have been prevented? I mean, with tighter security, surveillance, plus, what are the political ramifications over in Europe and here at home? Want to bring back Michael Pregent along with Rod Wheeler, Kirsten Haglund, and Carl Higbie. Rod, let me go with you because, we talk about the political stuff all the time, but just the idea and the notion that someone had a rental van with no markings, parked it for 9 hours, told police officers he was delivering ice cream. Of course, there was no refrigeration on it, and was still, given the A-OK. People are saying that's a direct result of political correctness, even though France, in a state of emergency, had extraordinary police powers last night.
That's right, Charles. That wasn't supposed to happen, and that's the first thing I noticed when I heard about this horrific event that took place last night. The police set up a security perimeter around that entire event, the exact same way, Charles, that we do it here in Washington, D.C. We set up a perimeter, and you never allow vehicles, especially a box truck like that, to make its way inside the perimeter to where people are. So it sounds to me real quickly, Charles, one of two things. Either A, there was a security breach whereby some police officer dropped the ball and didn't, secure the area he was supposed to, or B, this was a planned event with somebody on the inside and maybe they allowed this truck to get in there. So I think the investigation is going to come up with some very revealing facts as we go further into the week.
Carl Higbie, you've been warning about this kind of stuff more so than almost anyone I know. But the idea that it was this successful, that it was this easy, really is frightening.
Yeah, and
I mean, they're not getting the message.
But no, nobody's getting the message. We're not getting it here. They're not getting it in France. They're not getting it. Like, Merkel is finally starting to come around with the refugee crisis. But this is going to continue to be a problem until we recognize it. And the way you fix this problem is you identify what defines radical Islam versus standard Islam, okay? Draw the line. That way, radicalism, especially here in America, will not be protected under First Amendment rights. It's not religious liberties. Define, maybe it's Sharia, maybe it's whatever, making me to stick a bacon. I don't know what it is. But we got to sit down and find out how to define that, separate it, declare war on that.
I think they all may reject the stick of bacon, but to your point, maybe more nuanced than that. But of course, this is part of the political season. It's a huge topic. It's going to be bigger on Monday morning. Kirsten, we heard Newt Gingrich last night saying, test all American Muslims. If they think Sharia law supersedes ours, then they should leave the country.
Right, and obviously, yes, you want the Muslims that are here to embrace the Constitution and our freedoms, and here most of them do. And what is frightening is the fact that, yes, we all have to band together, and we have to recognize the problem. We need more intelligence, like Hillary Clinton said, as well as probably need more forces on the ground. But what you don't need is to alienate the people here at home who want to retain our freedoms, that don't identify with jihadism. You need them on your side, because they're the ones that are going to call in the tips. They are the ones that are going to say we're proud to be American, and they're going to be on the first line of defense.
Well, President Obama just spoke a couple hours ago on this and took a shot. He didn't name Newt Gingrich, but it was clear he was taking a shot at Newt Gingrich, saying, hey, we can't start talking about amending or removing parts of the Constitution. And Carl, as someone who defends the Second Amendment tooth and nail, do you understand where some people may feel like this is an attack on the First Amendment?
I completely understand. That's why what we need to do is we need to define what is a political ideology and what is a religion. Draw the line right down the middle of what these radical Islamists are trying to say that they're doing in the name of religion. Draw that line and say, you're no longer protected on our First Amendment because this is doing harm to other people. Define whatever statute we need to define. But we have to divide it, because there are plenty of peaceful Muslims. There's plenty of non-peaceful Muslims.
All right, guys, let's leave it there. Thank you very much. Coming up,
thank you.
Donald Trump, he's chosen Indiana.